Noted for his ethnic, racial, and almost always controversial attacks and subject matter. Yesterday, WNBC, citing conceptual differences, that's a quote, canceled Stern's afternoon drive time radio broadcast. A little later in this broadcast, Howard Stern will be our guest in the studio to give us his side of the firing story.
A man whose jokes about sex and race and religion amused some, infuriated others, and sent his ratings soaring.
No, I'm not Jewish.
What are you?
Protestant.
Good. We're going to let you play because the Jews have been getting everything in this country, and now we're going to let the Protestants have their chance.
Okay.
He's the man who called the TV series Hill Street Blues, Hill Street Jews. He's the man who made jokes about AIDS and airplane crashes and sexual hang-ups. And for that, he was reputed to have been paid about $200,000 a year. WNBC seemed happy with its radio bad boy. But yesterday, the man listeners love to hate was fired. And so, tonight on The Heart of the Matter, we are going to ask Howard Stern, when do broadcasters go too far? Where does hilarity stop and vulgarity begin?
Oh. As I say, for those of you...
Where's Michelle Marsh?
Believe it or not, don't ask about the rest. We're on now. Howard Stern was on the front page of the New York Post. They thought that was front page news with your wife and child. What does that have to do with being fired?
I don't know. That's where they got the picture from. Where's Michelle Marsh? Hey, you know, I could do record reviews on this thing. I was just talking to someone about that. I could come on here once a week and do record reviews.
Translate this for me now.
And I look pretty good on TV.
You look wonderful there. John Hayes, who's the vice president and general manager of NBC, you know, he's the guy who fired you.
Yeah, he fired me.
Translate, I'm trying to find out why you were fired. This is what he said.
Good, I'd like to find out too.
He said, we had a running difference of opinion on what the program should be, and I think that led us to a point over a long period of time where we decided that his show was no longer appropriate for NBC. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. What does that mean? Why don't you poll your audience about that? What I think happened is, I don't think John really fired me. I don't think I was fired for anything I said or I did. What happened was the radio division loved me. The president of the radio division has just renegotiated my contract.
You're going to get paid now? I mean, you can.
Oh yeah, I'm going to sit home and get paid, I guess.
For how long?
Well, I got another 2 years to go. And the thing is, they all love me there. What happened was probably some yo-yo up at the NBC corporate or RCA or something. One of his kids complained about me, didn't like me, and threw me off the radio station.
But maybe you are a little nuts when you think about what you call your bosses on the air every day. It's not really designed to further your career.
No, they know that there's a certain amount of honesty going on there, but I had a good working relationship with my bosses.
You know, it is a bit strange. They fired you, but throughout all the years, we all seen those signs.
You want to talk strange? What about your hair? It's orange.
Isn't that nice?
What, do you dye it? No, you look good. I'm serious. I love you. He's been fired, too.
I've been, yeah, most every place. Now, the commercial said if we weren't so bad, we wouldn't be so good.
That's the point. The point is that they put a commercial on TV and they said, this is Howard Stern's image. We like it. We endorse it. Howard's been on the air for 3 years doing this kind of thing. We love it.
Yeah, they call you how weird. Why'd they fire you?
So the reason they fired me is somebody upstairs, probably who's close to the chairman of the board, whoever he is, probably the 8th guy in line to take over someday, got a bug about me and didn't like what I was doing.
You know what's interesting? We just got a promo reel of you from Washington, D.C., where you were last fired for pretty much.
No, I wasn't fired in Washington, D.C. I was hired by NBC, and the station got mad at me for running off. You know, you better get your facts straight.
Well, you were fired. You're taken off the air.
Supposed to be responsible journalism. Give me Jim Jensen. Why can't he interview me?
He's busy.
Perfect!
Howard Stern on DC 101 radio. He's never played by the rules.
That's a great commercial. 10 seconds. Boy, everybody caught that real quick. A 10-second commercial they gave me in Washington.
Why don't we re-cue it and run it again? Then we'll try to run it again. The point of that is they were promoting you there as a pervert.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, that's the point.
And then in the last month, they take you off the air. You said because they're mad you're going to NBC. But they did take you off the air.
They took me off the air because I had already signed a contract with NBC. I wasn't fired in Washington. And here in New York, I was fired, and I can't figure out why, you know? I mean, a lot of people are upset about it. This, I had listeners. It wasn't like I was on WMCA where you yell out the window and you can reach more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm talking about I had a lot of people listening to me. I had a million-plus listeners, and a lot of people are feeling robbed. They got nothing to listen to.
Now, I want to get to your partner, Robin.
Yeah, and I want to kiss you on the lips.
Well, what's that have to do with it?
All right, go ahead.
What happened to her?
Robin is fired also, and Robin and I are looking for work. Robin is one of the best broadcasters in the industry.
You said last Friday that you were going to L.A.
I might.
Did you have an offer in L.A.?
I've spoken to people who are of interest. I'll tell you the truth. Right now, I am looking for a job. I would love to hear from everyone. My agent is Don Buckwell. Please give me a job. I want to get back on the air in New York. I want to do my thing. And I want to look at Carol's legs some more. Where is Michelle Marsh, man?
Why do you do that to Michelle? Do you know how much that makes her real uncomfortable, you know?
What makes her? Is that why she's not here today?
That's
Because I'm
probably
here?
why she's not here.
Oh, man, she's beautiful. I want to, you know, I want to check it out. I want to see that fine leg.
Let's get to the greater question now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. What is the greater question?
Where does broadcasting, I mean, where do you draw the line? You made jokes about...
You see, I know where you're going with this. I'm sick of this
All right,
question.
go
I'm going
on.
to tell you
take
why.
Take it then.
Because there are literally in New York millions of people who love me. I have huge ratings. Everybody's sitting and analyzing, gee, how far can you go? How can this is entertainment. People, there's a huge audience for what I do.
Wait, making jokes about AIDS is entertainment?
We didn't make jokes about AIDS. We're raising money for AIDS.
Wow,
I mean, I don't know, you know, the point is we comment on AIDS. We say what's on people's minds. I said I'm afraid to sit on a toilet seat because I might get AIDS. Is that so terrible to say?
Making jokes about Jewish girls and sex, that's funny?
Well, you know, hey, there's a million topics out there. Every comedian, I know what you're trying to say, and I'm not going to defend or...
Hill Street Jews?
It was a hilarious sketch. I heard from rabbis who liked it. The point is, we're not sitting there to debate whether or not my kind of radio is good. The reason I'm here is to say, hey, there's a lot of people who like what I do. I'm a damn good entertainer. And what happened to me, I want people to know, is not a result of a business. Number one, I was billing more for the station than ever billed in the afternoons. They were getting as upwards of $850 a minute on my show. That's unheard of in afternoon radio.
So as far as you know, there wasn't a last straw.
There was no last straw. What happened is someone got a bug.
What happened? You came to work?
Isn't that crazy? A million people like me, some guy gets a bug, and then I'm out, and no explanation given. You know, I'm not bitter, and I'm not mad at anyone.
You certainly sound bitter and mad now.
No, I'm just upset that I'm not doing my show, which is what I like to do. You know, I devoted a lot of time to it. I didn't take any outside work while I was doing it because I wanted that thing to be successful.
You feel then that you really were, that there was no grounds to fire you, and that this was totally... What, unfounded?
Oh, yeah. Why would they like me for 3 years and all of a sudden someone didn't like me?
I guess that's what we had you on for. We're trying to figure that out.
I don't know, man. Maybe this is a job for Mike Wallace. 60 Minutes. This is Watergate, man. It's Watergate all over again.
Well, let me see. You asked for Michelle and Jensen and Wallace, so you don't want to talk to me anymore. So maybe, do you have any last statement you want to make?
Well, I just want to say to people, you know, I do want to work in New York. I like working in New York. I can't figure out what happened. And if anybody's got a job for me, I'll take it.
Carol, let's leave on that.
Well,
I mean, if you know anybody, should we have them call?
I don't think I know the right people.
And where's Michelle? I want her.
We're calling Michelle right
She is really nice,
We'll get Michelle for you on the phone.
It would be interesting to have a rebuttal with some of the people that you've talked
Yeah,
about.
that's true.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So you can have a show then.
When you get a show,
well, from
call us.
one
We'll have you
wild
back.
scene
Yeah, I'm
to
looking for that
another.
show.
The pennant race is on as well. We know the Mets are in St. Louis tonight. It'll be, what, 8:35? They'll be meeting the...